is stupid. There's nothing up here. You sure? Do you want to check the... I would check this. I mean, go back to bed. Oh, why do I have this? What is this? Let's play There's a Man in the Attic. Hello and welcome to a new play short indie horror games. Today I'm going to play a game by Gone North. This is a very short indie game and it looks really, you know, like a lot of them, but I really like the title. Like, I go for interesting titles, so if you're a developer, you know, pick a good title and I'm in. It's basically, it's like, you know, in media as well, like a good title can sell a lot of people on your product. So, let's see about the man in the attic. Like, who is he? Why is he there? Is that a good thing? Is it a bad... I'm playing horror games, so I guess it's not a good thing. Start! Okay, when I was a kid, I often had the same nightmare. It was about this man just standing in my room looking at me. I was convinced that he came from the attic. You know what? I had, as a kid, I didn't have a nightmare, but sometimes when I was in bed and facing the wall, I had this image that if I turned around and someone would stand there, what I would do. So, I can relate. I shared a bedroom with my brother at that time, and when I had this dream, I often spoke out loud during my sleep. According to my brother, I said things like, "Somebody is here. There's a man here. He's here." It freaked my brother out in the middle of the night a couple of times. I'm an adult now, and that horrible nightmare is just a distant memory now. Apparently not, because you just remembered it very clearly. Alright. Find phone. Okay, but first I wanna look. I'm very slow. Can I run? No. Okay, so it's not a running away game, which I appreciate. But man, am I slow. I have all the time in the world. Or I'm really tired, or maybe, you know, I heard something, like, who knows. Very generic. I don't need to use the bathroom right now. Okay. Oh, I hear it. Maybe that's downstairs. It's a nicely... You know, it's a nice flat or house, I guess. There it is. Check phone. Hi, brother. I just wanted to let you know that we arrived at home safely. It says Alex. That's our brother, I guess. Thank you for the invitation. We had a great time, and it was nice to catch up. I also feel like I have to apologize for Lily's behavior, but you know how kids are. Oh, okay. And their imagination. She was probably very tired as well. See you later. Take care. Did Lily also see a man? It's getting late, but I should clean up first. What? That's... Clean up dining table. Ah, okay. Well. So it was Alex, Lily, and me. Uh-huh. No Mrs. Alex? Or, well, no Mr. Alex as well? Today my brother came to visit, and he brought his family along, his wife and their 7-year-old daughter. Wait, did I not eat anything? Why is there only 3 plates? Also, the table is too close to the wall. Like, the person who sat here was really just, like, wedged into the table. Her name is Lily, and technically, she is my niece. Technically? What does that mean? It's been a while since I last seen them, so we spent about half an hour catching up with each other, just talking. After a while, I noticed that Lily was really uninterested. I don't blame her after all. Adults talking about everyday stuff is probably the most boring thing for a child. It actually isn't. Like, I grew up in a family, like, I was often at parties of my parents, but also, you know, in the family rounds, and I was the only child for a very long time. Well, as soon as I wasn't the child anymore. And I always thought it was super interesting listening into adults, you know. Just, I never understood half of it, but it was still cool to be, you know, part of the group. I'm a pretty good uncle, so I offered to let her watch TV in the upstairs room, showed her all the cartoon channels, and left her there to watch some TV away from the boring adults. She was grateful. That's not being a good uncle. You know what's being a good uncle is? To kind of play with her for a while, like have something funny, or to involve her in conversations. To basically shove her into a room and be like, yeah, here's some cartoons. I mean, I would have appreciated this as a kid, not gonna lie, but I also would have liked spending some time with my uncle. So, you know, it's not really being a good uncle, it's being an okay uncle, I think. Boiler room, I don't need to go there. I do like the writing in this, and the directions and everything. That's a weird corner. Huh. It's outside, I guess. And where's the do dishes. The night went on. It seemed like everyone had a good time. Dinner was ready, so I was about to go upstairs to get Lily to eat with us. And that's when all of a sudden Lily ran downstairs screaming. She looked absolutely terrified. It took her a couple of minutes before she could speak, but then she finally said this. There was a man upstairs staring at me from the doorway. Confused, perhaps a bit frightened, we all went upstairs, searched everything, checked the attic as well, only to find nothing. Eventually my brother dismissed Lily's story, claimed she was probably just getting tired, and soon after they left for the night. I'm once again completely alone in the house, and Lily's story sounds way too familiar. Yeah, this is a really nice storytelling way to basically you explore your environment and you get those time to get some sleep instead of finding like loose diary pages, you know, which I always appreciate, but let's be honest, it doesn't make sense. This is actually better that he walks around the flat and then like remembers the evening, you know, and thinks about it. It's nicely done. I'm enjoying myself. So now I really, if I want to get ready for bed, I don't want to use the bathroom. Yeah, sure. Oh, that's the attic. Attic, no reason to go there. Oh, I would hate that it's really directly opposite to the bedroom. And it's so ominous. I would probably try to design it in a way that it's not this ominous. Because then I would always feel like, man, what's like if I, you know, had to go to the loo during night and then I walked out of the door and see someone oh no, I would freak myself out. According to Lily's story, this is where the man was standing, looking straight at her from this doorway before returning to the attic, just like in my dreams. Yeah, like, oh man, this really hits. Ah yeah, there's the TV. I was wondering. The noises, they're coming from the attic. Oh. Search the attic. Yeah, I'm on it. I'm on it. Oh, the door's open. It wasn't open before. I don't remember leaving this door open. We didn't. We just checked. This is well done. It's so sparse, but it's very well done. And I think the slowly walking actually helps. It's a good choice. Can we... So this is stupid. There's nothing up here. You sure? Do you want to check the... I would check this. I mean, go back to bed. Oh, why do I have this? What is this? Nice use of ambient noise. Also, I like that the corners are so much in the dark. It's really neat. You don't need a lot to make a really good horror story. You just need to know how... Did the door close? No. But something did. Huh. Okay. Well... I don't want to go to bed, to be quite honest. I wouldn't go to... If I heard something in the attic... I wouldn't. No. Sometimes a strange noise at night keeps you awake. Then you anxiously search for the cause, but you won't find anything, and you question it once more. That's why it's good to have pets, because they react to noises, and if they relax, it feels like I can relax now. It's fine. They're really good demon, witches, intruder detectors. Is the man in the attic real? Why do you have this thought? Oh, I can't move now. It's the... Oh. Oh, that's not a man. Oh. is subjective, but it is not but it is not uncommon to be afraid of the man in the attic, or the man in the basement, perhaps the man under your bed. Thank you for playing my specific fear, the man in the attic. That was an amazing little thing. It was like a creepypasta, really, because the good creepypastas, you know, they're always very succinct, you know. There's not a lot of, like, you don't read 20 pages of a creepypasta. It's usually just one short-ish Reddit post, and that's it. But it has a writing, you know, a sense of it that just feels, ooh. It really reminds me of, I think I referenced it in another game as well, the Knife Point Horror, which is one of the earliest horror podcasts I can remember listening to, and it's also one of the few I actually listen to. I don't know why I don't listen to more horror podcasts. I have HP Lovecraft Podcast, which is now, I think, Weird Stories and something. They changed that. Weird Studies of Weird Stories, I think, or Weird Studies of Strange Story, and something like that. I can link to it. It's really, I highly recommend it. Amazing. I listened to it for more than 10 years, and I love it. And then Knife Point Horror, which is just a person reading out horror stories he wrote, and he has a style of writing that is really, it feels pragmatic, you know, not a lot of details and everything, but the way he reads it and the way they are written, it has a really intense atmosphere to it. And I felt like this game, I mean, if you would explain this game to someone who hasn't played it, the person would think, you know, it's super boring, you know. I heard that 1,000 times. But the way it's designed, the slow pace, and then basically the check mark chapters, you know, where you reach something and then the story is elaborated. That is so, I don't know, it really creates this atmosphere. It's really well done. I absolutely love that we didn't see like an awkwardly designed like man, you know, racing at you like the typical jump scare stuff, but just seeing those eyes, and they are not, you know, they're at a height where it feels like, where are they? This is not the right height. I don't like this. I really thought this was great. And also that in the attic, nothing happened. But, you know, everything was dark. You saw this weird painting. You had some things covered in dirty drapes. So it is such a good game that is so subtle and it works. I love it. Really well done. I will totally follow you, developer. And to the viewers, I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did, because I totally did like a lot. And if you're new to this channel, you can subscribe. And I promise you, if I'm the man in the attic, I will try not to wake you up in the night and scare you. You know, I will just be on my way, do my business, because apparently I don't pay rent. So I can be glad if you don't attack me, you know. And I'm not a murderous person. So if I live in your attic, you know, the most that you get annoyed by is probably me, like, spreading crumbs of cookies everywhere and talking to myself, which sounds a lot like the Cookie Monster. Am I the Cookie Monster? Huh. Anyway, subscribe. I hope you had a good time. I hope you have a wonderful day. And see you next time. Bye. This is myself recorded out for song so I don't get hit with copyright claims. If you subscribe to a lot of fun tutorials, reviews, and let's plays.